life we have chosen. We are the soldiers to a common war we fight. To this passion of love we may fail and die. I'm slipping further, we're falling faster, you're growing stronger. Less I grow weaker and I know you break me down and you make me surrender. We are as Romeo and Juliet. Behind set eyes except goodbye will we fall back again. Live die as Romeo and Juliet.
When it comes to your profession,
Morning once again. New series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's the Rocky Game 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, Jason from your Signature Esports.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Midwest Days of Thunder Truck Series. And we're back to normal oval racing here for the next couple weeks before we get to our next dirt race. Joined in the booth tonight by Mr. Gary Sack. What is going on, Gary?
Nothing much. Looking forward to some good racing at Kansas tonight. Always enjoy running at this track. Got some family who lives out there in Kansas, and just all around good track to run. So I'm hoping we have a good one.
Yeah, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is I got my SDK back up and working, so there's no more guessing where the wreck's at and be able to tell right away. Bad news is these guys got a really hot track here tonight, 109-degree track temp. It is definitely not going to be easy here at Kansas. Kansas, if you ask me, one of the more flatter mile-and-a-half tracks, not as much grip you coming off of the turns that you would like. So that hot track has definitely played a factor here tonight, and we can see quite a few spins coming off of turn 2 or turn 4.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of spins indeed. Just like you were saying, with how hot the track is, I believe the wind is 7 miles an hour. I don't know how much that affects it, but that'll play into a factor as well.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get some insight from one of our drivers. Let's go ahead and pull up your favorite driver, Mr. I Want the A Car, Jonathan Nance. Hey, what's going on there, Nance?
Howdy.
Hey, man, track temp's 109 degrees, man. You're fastest on track right now in practice. Do talk us through the difficulties on this track and which corner we might see more spin-outs coming off of 2 or 4.
I haven't really had too much trouble getting around. 3 and 4 is a little bit tighter than 1 and 2. You might see some people slide up into one another there. But just come down here to play with these boys a little bit. Had a little bad luck on the ARCA side. Just want to try to have a good run, get ready for Thursday.
So you're saying it's really not too loose coming off the corners?
No, not at all. I'm on, well, I don't want to give all my stuff up, but I'm on 8-1 right now, and I'm not sliding a bit.
Wow, I thought the 109-degree track temp, you guys would be loose, but that's interesting.
Stuck like glue.
All right, so that's gonna be a really interesting long run strategy for you guys, and with a really tight setup to start the race, that's really gonna be important to save tires here. I gotta ask you, dude, you seem to be the fastest week in and week out. When it comes to mile and a half, where would you rate Kansas difficulty wise, whether it be in a truck, ARCA car, Xfinity car, anything?
It's more difficult to save tires because it gives you that false confidence. Hey, my tires are going to stay good throughout the run, in which it don't, as opposed to other tracks.
Gotcha, man. Well, good luck here tonight, and we might see that 8 truck in victory lane.
Appreciate it, man. Hope to talk to you later.
Later. Oh, that's a little bit of a shocker there. I'm glad I pulled him up because I was going to broadcast this whole race like they're going to be loose. He's saying they're going to be stuck like glue, and it'll be really interesting on the long run to see who has saved their tires and is able to make it last.
Yeah, and I think they've got a few clouds rolling in here as well, so that'll really cool down the track temp. So hopefully they'll stick to it even more. But this is the track where you'll really see a lot of the drivers who are good on long runs come out. I know there's a few guys in here who are really good on that long run speed.
Yeah, and going off of that, Gary, we really can't pay too much attention to where guys qualify because of that. You know, we might see someone super fast on a short run, but come long run, they don't save their stuff. We might see our pole sitter or a guy who qualifies second fall all the way back to 10th by about lap 15, lap 20 if it stays green that long.
Oh yeah, I think we'll definitely see that. I know there's some guys who... I'm one of these guys who's like this. I'm usually really bad at qualifying, but I'm usually a lot better in the race. But I know there's a lot of guys who are the opposite, who are good in qualifying, but aren't so good on the long run speed.
Hey, I'm more of an in-between. I suck at qualifying, I suck at long run, so I just suck all around, I guess. But we get ready for qualifying here tonight. As sometime during the race, we're going to pull Mr. Taver in. He has an announcement to make for our next money race. Maybe talk about him with it during a bit. I just want to go ahead and do it now while qualifying's going on. Go ahead and put on our league owner, Mr. Taver Mowry. Hey, Taver, what's going on, man? If he's there. Taver, good. Hey, man, what's going on? I brought you down here, dude. I messaged you earlier to just maybe give the viewers some insight on our next money race coming up. Maybe get some more people that might be willing to do it and end up on one of our Mdot teams we got going on.
Yeah, so the next money race is kind of a special event in Mdot. It's an 8-hour Watkins Glen endurance race featuring the LMP2 class, the GTE class, and the GT3 class. We threw the GTE or the GTE class in there because I myself want to run the Corvette and a couple other people want to run the GTE stuff. So throw that in there. The GT3 stuff is pretty much your standard road series car, your BMWs, your Ferraris, your Lambos, your Porsches. There are GTE or GT3 cars. That stuff confuses me. But a lot of it's the same. It's just different specs, weight class and stuff like that. And then the LMP2 is obviously a prototype. So I think right now we're pretty even on how many people are racing the GTE, the GT3, and the LMP2. I do think there's only one LMP2 team signed up right now. We have, I think, over 6 teams signed up, and I know we're going to have more than that. So it'd be really cool to get some other teams represented in there. Some of the Truck Series teams, some of the ARCA Series teams, I think would be awesome. It's only $10 to enter per driver. There will be payouts afterwards. Don't know exactly how I'm going to do the payout, but it'll be a decent amount. And the cool thing about this money race, and they usually don't do it, is all the drivers in the race can be outside drivers. The only stipulation is there has to be one active Mdot driver on the team. So pretty cool stuff. I don't usually do that. So
yeah. So
for get some new blood, some new excitement going around here, and I think it's working.
Yeah, for those of you guys tuning in here tonight that aren't in our league, but you do race iRacing, maybe our schedules don't line up, or maybe you got a favorite driver in the league, go ahead and hit your buddy if you got a buddy racing, see if they got a team going. If not, they can shoot you in the direction someone does got a team going. And from my understanding, we are going to try to get it broadcasted. It's going to be April 23rd. We have plenty of time to figure that out, but we're going to figure out a way to broadcast the whole race. So if you guys want, you can tune into it.
Yeah, that's going to be a cool thing. So I'll take like 2 hours of the race. Other people will take, I'll broadcast when I'm not racing. Other people will do the same. So a lot of cool stuff going on. I think it'll be really cool. And the cool thing about it is if this goes really well and we have a lot of participation, we'll end up making an endurance series once a month. That'll be open to a lot of people. So cool stuff going on.
All right. So make sure if you guys are tuned in, like I said, if you want to join that race, just hit up a buddy or someone you got in this league or not in the league. If you are in the league and you got that day free, you do not have to be there the full 8 hours. You can do your 2 hour, your 1 hour stint and be done with it and just go enjoy the rest of your day. I know some people, they like staying for full 8 hours like me, but if you don't want to stay for full 8 hours, you want to do your 1.5, 2 hours, come on down and have some fun with us Mdot guys.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, man. Hopefully you enjoy the race here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, dragging back up. Oh, never mind. He went up. So while we were talking to Mr. Tabor there, Alex 4J ended up getting the pole position, just barely beating out Nance by 1/100th of a second. Some very close times here, Gary. The top 15 all within 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, trucks are one of those things, like, it's not like ARCA where it's difficult to drive at first, but with the trucks, they're pretty forgiving, and I'm not gonna say necessarily easy, but they're not difficult either to drive. And a lot of guys can be fast.
Let's put it this way, Gary. Me and you both endurance race. We can do it this way, right? The Cups and Xfinity cars, they're like your GT3 cars in endurance racing. These trucks, they're the LMP2s. They have a lot of grip. They don't have as much power to come out of the corners. So this might turn into a big draft group. Only time will tell. I'm kind of curious how this is going to play out here at Kansas. I don't think I've ever raced trucks here before. I've raced everything else here. I don't think I've raced trucks.
Yeah, trucks usually put on a pretty good show here. I didn't necessarily get to do a test laps to see how the driving is, but I'd assume that we'd at least get some pretty decent racing here tonight.
As we get ready to go green here, as the trucks get ready to line up. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gary. I can't remember which is which. I get the K's mixed up all the time. Kentucky is the one off the schedule now, right? For NASCAR, or is it Kansas?
Kentucky is, yes.
I get the K's mixed up all the time. So we get waiting for our pole sitters. There he goes. Man, it feels nice having SDK back again. That was a struggle broadcasting without it. Where was the wreck at? Holy cow.
I can agree with you there. I did have the ATVO last week when I did have SDK to at least go back and see where the wreck was, but it's not as good as SDK is.
No, it's not. But we'll go through our starting lineup real quick. Forgot to mention, it is 100 laps here tonight. I believe this is the longest race they have here on the schedule. 250 miles. 150 miles. Wow, my math is way off here tonight. Starting off in that pole position, you got the 19 Alex 4J, no stranger up front here in the truck series. Outside of him, you got our ARCA dominator, Jonathan Nance, coming down here to test his luck in trucks. Row 2, you got Nathaniel Tallman, newcomer coming in, qualifying P3. Should be interesting to see how he mixes with these guys. Corey Boyne qualifying 4th. Joseph Jara qualifying 5th. Brian Tiffany 6th. Kevin Jordan 7th. Gene Wolfe in 8th. Row 5 got Adam Lideke and Chase Harden looking for a good finish here tonight. Try to get that points lead back from Ryan Simone. Row 6 you got Thomas Barr and Josh Van Western. Row 7 you got Vince Vacan and Chase Jones. Row 8 you got Brent Dempsey and Ryan Hoover. Row 9 Nick Joyner and Ryan Simone. Row 10 Marshall Harris and David McGuire. Row 11 Joshua Connor and Corey Bradley. Matt Forns not racing here tonight. So we'll go to row 12 Brandon Hughes and Cody Shantz. Keep an eye on that last row, Hughes and Shantz. Those guys are usually mid-pack runners. We might be seeing them be the biggest mover here tonight, along with Corey Bradley as well. He kind of starts in the back and then ends up front. For cautions here tonight. 100 laps, I'm saying 5 cautions.
I'm going to be generous with these guys. I think they'll get 2 or 3 cautions.
Yeah, I mean, if these guys can get it organized and quickly, this track is a pretty big track here. So it has quite a bit of room for air. I mean, they got technically 3, probably make it 4 wide. I don't see it happening. But you got 3 for sure racing lanes. We get ready to go to Barney, the starter cam here. I need to get a little take switches over and shows Barney as I'm switching over to him or something. The pace truck pulls off. They go through the tri-oval. Green flag will wave, and we are out racing here at Kansas. Ooh, I saw a little jostling around towards the back as they're coming to the green. I think they all got sorted out, though, fortunately. They got Nance and 4J leading the field side by side out of 2. We're about to find out real quick which line is the dominant line on a restart. It looks like it might be that low line. At the 56 of Tallman, putting it 3 wide on lap 1. Newcomer, he ain't shy of no hard race on lap 1. Still go battle. Go ahead.
You're using that apron. That's something that you can do here in Kansas, and if you do it right, you can shave a tenth or maybe a couple hundred, something around there, off of your lap times.
Yeah, Kansas is one of these 1.5-mile tracks we race at that it does not really screw up your racing line or makes you lose speed by going down on that apron. As we see the 19 of 4J all the way up against the wall through 3 and 4. That should be an interesting line as the race goes on. And so far, so far it's been 4J, Nance, and Tallman leading the field, with Jara looking in behind him, and he's shown us the 42, but he's actually the 1 machine here tonight.
Seems like once these guys get up to speed, that top lane is the dominant line, because I'm looking at the 15 of Tallman. He's trying to make that inside work, but Jonathan Nance and Alex Forget are just too strong on that top lane.
I think I've been watching this battle up here. That top line, you just get such a crazy runoff, and it's being shown pretty early here that I think that top line is where you want to be at. Doing what you see Tallman here, now that 42 of Jara here doing, who is blinking out worse than Jason Ricketts. What you see them doing here is they're wearing out their tires more than anything, right in that bottom line, trying to get some position. We go check in with our 10th place starter, Chase Harden. I don't know if he's chosen to fall the race early, but he's fallen back 10 positions already. He's currently sitting in 20th place. So I don't know if that was Chase Harden's plan to fall back like that. Chase Harden falling back and quickly. For the most part, it looks like everyone's single filed out. So we go check in with a 51 of Adam Leideke, currently running in the top 10 in 9th place, right behind the 35 of Brian Tiffany. Yeah, I mean, if we end up getting caution, we'll have to ask you how these trucks are handling in the draft, because it seems like these guys aren't getting the runs I thought they would get in the draft.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it might have something to do with dirty air as well. I'm not entirely sure how much they affect the trucks, but I know with the Cup and Xfinity cars, the dirty air affects them a lot, but I'm not sure how much it affects the trucks.
We go check in with everyone's favorite driver, Brandon Hughes, currently just chilling out in the back, gonna let the drama unfold in front of him. I don't know, Gary, a track like this, I don't know where I'd want to be at. I mean, no quick fixes, and a pileup can happen quick. I mean, everyone's single filed out. I mean, the top 10 are all within 2 seconds of each other, so it's hard to tell where I want to be at a track like this.
I'll tell you what, I want to be up towards the front, because so far early on, it seems like track position seems to be the big key right now. But as it looks like we got a few battles going on towards the back of the pack.
Yeah, this 56 of Tallman, well, technically the 15, is trying everything in his power to ground this 8 of Jonathan Nance. And for those who tune in for ARCA series, everyone knows how strong this 8 machine is. But Tallman, he's holding pretty strong running that low line. I mean, it might work in favor because, like you had mentioned earlier, Gary, Dirty Air running that low line. He's not in their dirty air, so he's not plowing a bunch of dirty air in front of him. He has a bunch of clean air going through the corners on that low side. And for those who don't know, dirty air on a 1.5 miles, it wears your tires out more than anything. Ooh, so Jonathan Nance gets a little too high into the wall. It's going to allow the 56 to get around him, as well as the 42. Nance falling back and lose another spot. Back to 5th place. That's that risk of running that Kyle Larson line. Us NASCAR fans like calling it, is you can smack that wall in a heartbeat. It's a 55 of Jonathan Barr looking to the inside. Thomas Barr, my apologies. I got Nance and Barr mixed together. Meantime,
Looks like the 55 couldn't get by Nance, and because of it, the 24, Corey Raboy, is trying to get past the 55 on the inside.
oh, he's clear, but barely. 55 can look for a crossover going into the tri-oval. Great battle we got here for top 5. No, my apologies, for 6th place. As Nance got the, not Nance, wow, there. Barr getting a really good corner entry there. See if the 24 gets a drive off. As Chase Harden's falling back 14 spots all the way to 24th. Go ahead and see if he has any damage on this car. A truck. I'm not seeing any damage on this thing. Looks like he had a little bit of right side damage. Might have ticked the wall 1 or 2 times. Hit the wall, not ticked. Wow. We go back for this battle for 6th position between the 24 and 55.
Quiet side, but out of the corners, it kind of looks like the left front tire is under the ground on Chase Harden's truck.
Yeah, that might be a little iRacing bug. At this 24 and 55, they are going at it up here. In the meantime, 4J is putting a pretty good lead, up to a half a second lead over the 15 of Talman, and then you got a whole 2-second gap back to the 3rd place machine of Jonathan Nance. Everyone's, for the most part, single filing it out. Really, the only battle we got is for 6, and I believe that is it. Only close battle we have right now. All right, Gary, you gotta ask me if this is you, right? You're the 24 or the 55. Do you just let the other guy pass and save your stuff, or do you fight off for the position right here?
Me, personally, I'll hold my line. I'll run the line that I usually run. If he wants to go around me, he can go around me, but I'm running the line I usually run.
Yeah, I'm going to run the line that's going to save my tires the most. You want to get around me, you can use your stuff up to get around me. The Adam Leideke looks like he's going to put his number in there for the 6th place battle. He looks like he's trying to get around the 24 right now. So far, no cautions coming to lap 17 as Leideke coasting through that corner on the low side. Oh, contact almost between 24 and 51. I saw a little bit of tire smoke. I see someone in pit lane. Looks like that's going to be Chase Jones. Let's go see if something might have happened there. No, Chase Jones is opting to come to pit lane. Interesting. So Chase Jones entering pit lane early here tonight. I know they're not close enough. There's no way. 20 laps? We run what? 55%, 60% fuel here in the truck series?
Same as the other series we run. I'm not positive on that one.
That's 4J building out a huge lead to Talman. Something must have happened to the 15 as 4J has built a 2.5 second lead. As I go to the 15, he's up into the wall. Nance around him. Nance talked about it earlier, how these trucks get tighter as the run goes on and starting to show as more people are starting to hit the wall off of turns 2 and turn 4.
I'm looking back here. We got a pretty good battle going for the top 10. 25, 35, and I believe that is the 83 is looking, poking his nose in there a little bit.
At 25 running a pretty sweet paint scheme. And that's a little American flag he got on the side of his truck. As we got another battle brewing up here between the 55, the 42, the 51, and the 24 for 6th place. Oh, this is for 5th place now.
42 got into the wall a little bit there.
Yeah, he's falling back and quickly. And at a track like this, you tag that wall a little bit, it creates a huge parachute, and you just hope for a caution because you're going to lose time and quickly. Everyone's kind of single-filed out. Not too many battles going on really for the most part so far. As it looks like Chase Harden's starting to gain some positions. He's up 5 spots now from where he was at last, up to 15th now.
Sounds like the 42's coming into the pits. He might have a little bit of damage. I'm not positive, but that's an early pit stop from the 42.
He's not the only one coming to pit lane. The 15th going to come in as well. These might be scheduled pit stops. Only time will tell. We'll see how long the leaders stay out. As everyone's still currently on the lead lap, I believe. Yes, everyone is still on the lead lap other than the 13 of Chase Jones. Who is, my apologies. 13 is on the lead lap. He's just about to go a lap down.
Yeah, I think we're having green flag pit stops because Chase Harden and the 6 car are coming in as well. They just said over the radio. All
Yeah,
coming in
a lot of people coming in. 14, 5, 36, 6 on the pit lane. Looks like Lidekeys came to pit lane. No, my apologies. 19 coming in this time by. 8's coming in. 95 choosing to stay out. 24 staying out. 51 missed the pit road entry, I believe. I believe the 51 missed pit road. Let's go back and look at that. I think he was trying to come in. Yeah, the 51 Lottie was trying to come in, and he's like, I am not making that. I am not taking a black flag. I will just come in next time by.
And it looks like everybody is taking 4 tires. I'll keep you updated here once the pit stops cycle out, but that's what it seems like from these pit times.
The 51's choosing to come in this time. 95, 25, 35. Yet the pit. Oh, God, they was 69 in the 4. 83 around going into pits.
Caution does not come out.
Caution's not come out. They're off the racing surface. The 4 is going to get a black flag. I'm pretty sure admins will clear that black flag. I think he cannot control that. Let's go back and see exactly what happened there between Gene Wolfe and the 69. It looks like 69 just had a really aggressive entry at 69 and just left no room for Gene Wolfe and the 4 machine to go. So drama early here on pit road. The 95 is just now opting to come in. He brings the rest of the leaders in. .32 Brandon Hughes coming. That's going to put 19 Alex 4J back into the lead. And it looks like the 56 might have went a lap down. No, my apologies. 56 not go a lap down. He gained a ton of time on pit road. He is right behind the leader now. That's one of the difficult things about green flag pits. I was trying to figure out where everybody's at. That 15, whatever he did to entry or exit the pit lane, gained a bunch of time to Alex 4J.
That he did, and that's something that you want to practice a lot when you're going and doing your practice laps, is you want to practice pit road entry and exit, because if you can minimize the amount of time spent on pit road, you will gain a lot of time like that.
Yeah, it's one of the things I do, especially on 1.5 tracks. Probably the most trickiest tracks to pit on because of how the banking changes is how to get on and off pit road in a timely but also fast manner. Everyone's space it out. We got a good group of cars back here for 6th place. You got Raboyne, Jones, Western, Lidakey, all within a second of each other. I mean, and going back to the 15, he had a really good pit stop. It's just he's losing so much time to the 19 now. Already lost a second in the last 2 laps or so.
That he is. I wonder if it's because he pit early or they pit at the same time as the other guys.
I think it has to do something with that right front damage he has. He has quite a bit. I know that don't look like a lot on stream, but that damage right there is a massive, massive aero parachute on his truck.
Kevin Jordan putting up the fastest lap that time around, 31.32 seconds. That's going to be the fastest lap of the race. We'll see if that stands later on.
Yeah, and during that pit cycle, this 5 of Chase Harden, he gained 4 spots up to 11th now. Man, sometimes at tracks like this where it stays green, you don't need to be fast. You just need to be good on pit road. We go. It looks like we got a battle going on between the 1469 and 36 for 12th spot right here. Man, I know I mention him every week, but how about this youngster, Ryan Simone? I mean, currently sitting in the top 15, up to P13 now, I believe. Oh, as he blinks out. Uh-oh. Did we lose Ryan Simone?
Uh-oh.
Nope. Oh, there he's back. Okay. I jinxed him. Every week this kid shows up. He's not the fastest, but he'll put in a top 15, top 10 finish every week, and that's why he's your current points leader. He's here every week. He gets good finishes. Oh, as I said, that he's up into the wall on entry to turn 1. All right, I'm going to get off of our jinxes too much. We'll go to Mr. Adam Lidakey here, currently running in 8th
His
place.
ears were ringing. He must have had the stream open and heard you talking about him.
You got to pay attention to the track there, Ryan. I'm waiting for the day Ryan gets his first win. That's going to be an awesome day. I mean, if you start breaking the field gear, you might finally get a win. In the meantime, Tom is still falling back now 5 seconds behind the leader, and Jonathan Nance is closing that gap to 2nd place. Yeah, whatever damage that 15 has, he desperately needs yellow to get all that damage fixed, so it is definitely slowing him down. We'll go ahead and take a look at some last lap times. As you see currently, Tallman is half a second slower than the leader and 0.4 slower than the 3rd place driver, Jonathan Nance.
Looks like Ryan Hoover was involved. And a few others.
Did I miss something?
I don't know if it was Hoover, but it was a blue and black truck.
I don't think it was Hoover. Hoover's still looking clean. No caution is out.
It's the 18. Net code between the 18 and the 86. That's going to take Joshua O'Connor out as well.
Go back and see what happened here. Whoops, too far. Ooh. Oh, that was right in front of the leader. The leader of Alex Fort J was involved in that one. That happened right in front of the leader. A whole bunch of left side damage for the leader. Oh, that is not good. Keep an eye on that, and we might start seeing that gap between the leader and second and third place close up. As I say that, we got a battle for third place as Jonathan Nance is all over that back bumper of the 15. That's a tough break for a leader there. As Nance, who's been about a half a second quicker these last couple of laps, trying to get around the 15, gonna look to do it on the outside, almost into the wall there. If I'm Alex4J, I'm hoping these guys battle it out because I got a damaged race truck and I want to keep this lead. And that's just one of the risks. That's what's one of the risks that happens when you get around lap cars is them getting into each other and you unfortunately get collected into it. We take a look.
Yeah, that. Go ahead.
We take a look at some last lap times. These two guys were both 4/10 quicker than Alex4J. So Alex4J's lead is closing and quickly.
Looks like Chase Jones is coming in the pits. Not too sure if he has damage. He might have a little bit of... Yeah, he has a little right front damage, so he's going to try to get that fixed.
I think Jonathan Nance is content staying behind this 15, trying to work together to catch the leader. They're catching him slowly, but they are catching him as you look at your left-hand side of the screen and watch that time go down ever so slowly as they start closing in on the leader of the 19.
Yeah, and I don't think Nance is wanting to burn his tires up too soon either, because the more you're racing and the harder you race, the more you burn up the tires, and that is not good on the long run.
I think he's burning his stuff up more than anything sitting behind the 15 machine in that dirty air. And that's a fine line right behind a truck like that. If he gets a little too tight and bangs that wall, you're going to have nowhere to go, and you're going to plow right into the back end. I thought they were going to catch. They were starting to catch the leader. As I say that, they gained almost a 10th off that corner alone. Nance trying to look to the outside, getting a little loose, going up all the way up high. Currently watching the battle for second place as they're slowly but surely reeling in that lead of the 19, who has quite a bit of front end damage, both left and right side damage on that 19 machine.
The 8 is trying to give the 56 an arrow push to try and make his truck loose. As the 8 dives all the way down on the apron, is going to get by the 56. 8's going to take second place.
Yeah, they came across some lap traffic, and Jonathan Nance, really great track awareness there, went with the faster lap traffic to get around that 56 machine. Currently only have 14 on the lead lap. Chase Harden all the way up into 10th place.
8 is trying to get as much lap traffic as he can between him and the 56.
I think 8's going to check out here. 8 has a clean truck. That 56 has quite a bit of right side damage. The only thing that's keeping the 56 close to the 8 was the 8 was behind him, giving him some aero momentum.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Man, how about this though? We're getting lap 44 now. Still green. That's insane because I mean, anyone who's tuned in the start of the season know these truck guys, they've kind of struggled keeping cautions away, and pretty cool to finally see them get a really long green flag run in.
Yeah, and there were a few wrecks that I think maybe there should have been a yellow, but that's just the luck of the draw, I guess.
Yeah, all cautions are iRacing cautions here in Midwest Days of Thunder. Trying
I
to
am impressed with the 19 to stay out front as the amount of time he has been with that front end damage. It looks
Yeah.
like we got some more green flag pit stops.
Oh, the 51 got in the back of the 1 as he was coming to pit lane. And the 1's going to miss the pit lane because of it. Oh, drama unfolding for green flag pit stops. The 1 got a little bit of a touch from the 51, and I believe that what might have caused him to overshoot that pit entry there. Ryan Simone, Chase Harden on pit lane, the 39 on pit lane. Jonathan Nance is now under 5-second gap. What you seeing there, Gary?
56 spins out on pit road. That is not good for him because he was battling Jonathan Nance for second.
56, that is the 15 not having the race he wanted here tonight. Adam Likey had a really slow entrance to his box. I don't know if that's his pit road speed or what. It looked really slow. Oh, it's the A spins out coming to pit lane.
He barely makes it.
Oh, no, he didn't spin out. Wow. Turn that wheel hard right, Nance. I don't think he could have turned that wheel any more to the right. We got green flag pixel. Let's go ahead and do a ride along here with Jonathan Nance coming to his pit lane entry, and watch how hard he cranks this wheel to the not to the right, my bad, to the left. I guess I'm dyslexic tonight. Not slowing down, not slowing down. Yeah, that wheel cranked as far as it would go. Hey, he made it though. Oh. I don't believe he got black flag as he's already back out on track.
No, he did not.
He did?
He did not.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang, where the heck's the commitment cone? He comes back out on track. 95 and Kevin Jordan still has not came to pit lane yet. I wonder if these guys are good for one more stop. Kevin Jordan would be good for one more stop. He's halfway next time by. So Kevin Jordan could go one more stop if he can get 25 laps on a fuel run. This might turn into a fuel mileage race here tonight, Gary. Oh, I think Kevin Jordan's out. Oh, no, I lied. He dove down and slowed down like he was out of fuel. Kevin Jordan coming by this time by. That will put Brian Tiffany in the lead. Nope, Brian Tiffany coming in. What about Josh Van Western? John Western coming in. That'll put the 19 Alex 4J back in the lead. And that gap between Nance and 4J, about 3 seconds. I might be wrong. We'll see here in a second.
He still has that damage on the left front. But, again, he's out by himself right now, so I feel like that should be affecting his truck a good bit here.
As Nance is now 3.92 behind the leader. Oops. As Brandon Hughes has yet to come to pit lane. As I say that, he's coming by
now.
this time.
How many more pit stops do you think we'll get in here in the rest of this race? I'm thinking 2 more, maybe.
I don't know. If they can get 25, 26 laps of fuel run, we're going to see one more. We know for sure the 95 and 35, they can make it one more stop. They pitted at the halfway mark. And it's going to be curious if the 8 and 19 can make it one more pit stop.
The 8 and the 19, they pit on lap 47, so they'll have to save probably around 3 laps of fuel if they're going to make it out one more pit stop.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not have a last pit option for the overlay I use. I use the NASCAR one and not the driver one. I'm gonna do some ride along with the 8 here. I'm wondering if he is clutching in the corners. Let's go ahead and take a lap or so with the 8 and see what he does in the corners.
He is not.
No. I don't think he lifted right there.
I'd be saving like hell right now if I were in the 8th position.
I mean, if you're close on fuel, I mean, what do you got to lose? You got a 6-second gap to third place, and you're 5 seconds behind the leader. And if he can't make it on one more stop, I would be saving right here. But he might not be close. I don't know what the fuel window's like here. I mean, you got some good old buddies down in TMJ. Why don't you go ahead and hop on down there? Maybe get a little team insight on what fuel window looking like here at Kansas.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and hop down there.
So while we got a green flag pit stop underway and Gary's going to check, let's go ahead and do our weekly rundown of our schedule coming up this next week here in Mdot. Starting off Thursday night, you got Super Speedway Racing with the ARCA cars at Talladega. 35 laps of hopefully nonstop action, as that track is fun to drive ARCA cars. They get runs like no other. And Friday night, going back to Talladega with the Cup cars for 60 laps of racing. That's going to be interesting. This is going to be the first race we have here in Mdot for a points race with this new draft package. So we might see a little bit more racing than what you see in the Cup Series at a super speedway. Then we'll go to the Xfinity side of Mdot, where we are coming off our Talladega race. We go to the Charlotte. One of my favorite tracks, actually my most favorite track, just because it's my home track and I like racing there. We got 150 laps of racing. Oh, Lord. That's going to be a long race. 250 miles, somewhere around there. I don't know. My math sucks. And then going back here to the Truck Series, we go short track racing at Martinsville. So definitely we got some really good races coming up this next week. If you get a chance, go ahead and tune in. Anytime you guys see any Mdot TV live, whether it be me, Gary, FJ, Alan and his crew for other leagues, give us a tune in, give us a like, give us a follow. I know Tabor and everyone else in the league appreciates it, as we go back to the racing. As Johnson Nance has lost a little bit more time to leader, now over a 5-second gap between the 19 and the 8 machine.
Back at Thomas was saying there'll be around 26, 30, depending on how much you're lifting in the quarters. Is how long you'll be able to make it on fuel.
So yeah, then everyone else can make it a one stop then.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Gary, while you're gone, man, talked about this week coming up in Mdot, and we got Talladega, and then Talladega the rest of this week, man. that's gonna be exciting. Everyone knows those ARCA cars. They draft like hell at super speedways. So you get crazy runs out of nowhere, and then we go Cup racing, where you guys have yet to race in a points race at a super speedway since the draft package update. So that's gonna be an interesting race. As we'll see our best of the best go at it at Talladega. For the first time in a couple seasons, 2 wide race and a good majority of the race at Talladega.
I'm looking forward to it. Talladaga's, it's one of my favorite tracks. I love running there. It's fun.
Is it your favorite track because it's fun, or is it your favorite track because it's the only track you can try to win at?
No, because I just love racing there. It's fun and
yeah,
really good racing.
Well, you don't got me to push you to a win, so good luck.
I got other teammates in there helping me.
As Nance started to close his gap, he was at 5 seconds, literally like 3 laps ago. Got it down to 4.5 now, about 4.6-ish. So Nance starting to close the door. This next pit stop, Nance is going to have to make sure he nails corner entry. We go check in with our leader. We haven't given the leader too much screen time. We've been so busy watching the 8 try to catch him as he has a ton of front end damage. He is still ahead of Nance.
About the 6 of Cody shots, he started in 25th position and he's up 13 spots up to 12th place. So he's having a good run late in this thing.
How about the 5 of Chase Harden? At one point in the race, he will score the last truck running in the race. Currently running in the top 10 in 8th place, still on the lead lap. And how about 36 of Ryan Simone? Currently sitting there in 11th spot. These youngsters, they're putting in a pretty good show here tonight.
And the 14 of Ryan Hoover as well. Make up 7 spots, making his way into the top 10.
As 4J building back his lead to over 5 seconds now. I don't know how this dude is doing it. Front end damage both left and right, and he is still in clean air, putting a gap on that 8 of Jonathan Nance, who has a clean truck. Did someone forget to take the turbo out of 4J's truck before we started this race? or did they leave the push to pass on for him? Still better than the lead. How is 4J doing this? I am astonished. He's coming up on the 9th place machine of Brian Hoover, looking to get around him, put 8 trucks on the lead lap.
That's also the last thing that Alex Forget needs right now is if a yellow comes out. That's gonna change everything, because that's gonna give him the 8, 24, 95, maybe a few more guys in the back a chance to get up here and get by him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of yellows, but a long race like this, I need a yellow. Just to get a mental break and just kind of like, I grip that damn steering wheel so tight. I need to get my hands a break. They'll get cramped up and stuff, and I'm like, can I get a yellow? Like, I'm exhausted. I know the only truck on this track not wanting yellow is this 19 yellow and blue machine of Alex Fort J. Guarantee you everyone else is wanting caution to try to group back up, maybe get a couple more spots, and to get a mental break from this good action racing we got going on. As I know, last week we had Wolf Racing finishing 1, 2, 3. They don't quite have the outing here tonight they had last week. If I remember correctly, they were talking about how they were a bunch of dirt drivers out here having fun. So, unfortunately, Wolf Racing not having the same results they had last week, but they're still running pretty decent. There's a big group of cars back here by the 32, I believe, of Brandon Hughes. I would say big group, about 3 or 4 trucks.
Two has a little bit of left front damage.
Okay, I don't know.
Looks like he's off pace a bit.
I don't know if the 8 is saving or if he just used up his stuff trying to catch up, because it is now an 8-second gap to Alex 4J. I don't hear him clutching in. Actually, you know what? I think he is saving. He is clutching in. 8 is saving, so 8 is going to be close on fuel. Well, 4J, let's go right. Wow, that's real cocky with 4J. 4J not saving at all.
Green flag pit stops are starting. Sounds like the 6 and the 86 are coming in the pits.
So I'm right on board with Jonathan Nance. Not only is he saving on the corners, it's almost like he's not going full throttle down the front stretch either. Ouch. Who would have thought tonight's race would have turned into a gas-saving race? Probably.
You might be right, because I'm hearing it too. a lot of people coming into the pits here.
As 4J coming in this time. Oh, he's going to be cutting it close on fuel, pitting with 30 to go. 29 to go. That 8 is clutching in for a good, the first quarter of turn 1. It's going to be interesting. See when the 8 pits.
Coming in this time.
Ooh. You know who's looking really good on fuel? This 95 of Kevin Jordan. I think he pitted 3 or 4 laps after the leaders did.
He might have, because he pit on lap 50 last time he pitted.
Fuel saving race here at Kansas. I would have never thought. That 95 machine got a good looking GoPro paint scheme. I kind of like the way that thing's designed. It fits that forward perfectly.
This is very interesting because I was not expecting us to get a fuel mileage race. I wasn't expecting us to go green all the way through either.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We had 24 drivers grid up for this race. 24. No yellows, coming to 26 to go this time by. And I'm not trying to down these truck drivers. These guys are phenomenal week in and week out. This is something I expect out of the Cup Series. And these truck guys are like, okay, you guys want to go green to checkered? All right, we'll try to do that. It looks like the 95 might be coming in this time as he goes down low here. Let's see if 95 comes in. I believe he is. 95 to pit lane this time by. 35 staying out. As a 19 Alex 4J will reassume the lead when pit stops are complete. But the question is, does he have enough fuel to make it to the end?
That is the question here. I'm gonna ride along with Jonathan Nance, see if he's still saving.
It looks like Kevin Jordan came by last time. Brian Tiffany still has yet to come to pit lane. As I say that, Brian Tiffany coming in this time by. As Nance, he lost a lot of time at pit lane, came in with a 9-second gap, came out with a 12-second gap. Well, it looks like when the lead transfers over. And that's going to put that 15, a.k.a. the 56, back in second place. Battling back from a mistake on pit road to be in second place with 24 to go. Shoo. If he's good on fuel, he might be there at the end to win this race. On his debut race, that is, too. I believe.
Big. We'll have to see how it all plays out. It does not sound like the 8th saving, so he might be good, but we'll see here in a few laps.
Ooh, I just got a really good look at the 56 machine. He has a ton of right rear damage. That rear spoiler is caved in a good inch or so, and you got it, and that's affecting the handling of that truck as well as the aero of that truck. Alex 4J has been strong since the drop of the green flag. For sure has led the most laps here tonight. And that's going to be a nice little bonus point he'll get. As well as I believe he got the pole as well. So 2 bonus points headed towards the 19 for sure. As this race is yet over. As we go ahead and take a look at the fastest lap of the race for all drivers. As it looks like Kevin Jordan still holding that fast lap time with a 31.32.
I am waiting for the end of this thing to see will some of these guys run out of fuel.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how close this 95 and 8 are on fuel. As we go ahead and ride cockpit yet again with this 95 there, this 19 machine to Alex. And I don't believe he is saving at all.
No, I don't think so.
Alex not saving. Let's go ahead and ride on over with the 8. See if the 8 saving a little bit of fuel here.
He's letting out a little bit coming into the corners, the 8 is.
It looks like the 15 of Tommen, who was running second, had to come to pit lane. So what I thought was going to be a second place finish after a mistake on pit lane, actually he's going to be a lap down, scored in 12th at the moment.
Chase Harden.
Wait,
back up
Ace
to-
coming in right now.
Oh.
Okay, interesting call for the 8 here coming in early.
Big change of events.
So that for sure tells us the 8 was not good on fuel. I hate to say it, Gary, but this might be Kevin Jordan's race to win. We know Kevin Jordan's good on fuel.
Yeah, he pitted at lap 75. Brian Tiffany's good as well. He pitted at lap 76. We'll have to see about the rest of these guys.
What a change of events.
If Nance can't make it, then Alex Forget definitely cannot make it either, because Alex Forget pitted before Jonathan Nance.
Now the question is, let's go back and watch the 8th pit stops. Did he get... No, 2-star pit stop for the 8 here. 2 stars, more fuel, and off he goes. So you're just now tuning in. We are caution free, 17 to go. Fill you guys in. We know for sure 19 will not make it on fuel unless he starts saving now. 95 of Kevin Jordan is good on fuel. 35 of Brian Tiffany, good on fuel. 24 Cora Boyne, I believe, is short.
And it sounds like the 51 is as well. Chase Jones and the 13's coming in this time.
Alex 4J still staying out on track. I think at this point, if you're Alex, you want a caution because you know you can't make it on fuel.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Now when you want a caution as a leader. But Alex 4J still not saving any fuel. I don't predict the 8 be saving fuel now. He's good to the end.
Oh yeah, he definitely is.
Man,
He's gonna be pushing it.
and I gotta ask you, Gary, as a driver, you know, pitting a couple laps early on that first pit stop, how much are you kicking yourself in the butt at this point in the race?
Oh, I would be really upset at myself for it.
Oh, 8 getting held up there by 14, riding cockpit used 8 machine. That was close. They're getting ready to go 3 wide going into turn 3. 2 wide now. The 8 is a man on a mission to try to get his lap back and get as much track position gain as he can, knowing that he is not going to have a chance to win this race. Shoot, the 8's not even in a lucky dog spot. 83 Vince Van Koon is. Back in Van Koon. What the heck was I saying there? But the 83 is not too far in front of the 8 machine. Chase Harden's up to 7th place now. Is Chase good on fuel?
No, he's not. He pitted on lap 70. He's gonna have to come in again.
Oh, shoot.
Adam Leideke's coming in.
I'm Lideky coming in knowing he's short on fuel. I swear, if this 19 somehow has enough fuel, I'm gonna be dumbfounded. I'm a lots of words. I never thought this would go green to checkered. I loaded in, getting prepared. I
I
didn't either, dude. But you know that just shows how, and except for the season in Arca, almost caught you between the 15 and 24. That was close. Except for Arca, because I don't know why, but Arca's been phenomenal all season long. Everyone's tuned in all season long, knows it's been amazing all season long. But it just shows that when you get a group of brand new drivers who probably have never raced around each other, if they have, it's been like maybe 1 or 2 official races. It takes time for you to know who you can race hard around, who's a little iffy, and who cannot hold their line. And once you figure that out, you know who to give a little more room to, who you can race a little bit harder, and that shows every series. Every time we roll over a new season, every time we do a recruitment race or someone comes to me after I have questions of them, I'll be honest. It's like the start of the season sketchy. Give it time. Let the people who can't race weed themselves out, and there'll be some good racing. And that's what we're seeing here tonight. These guys have finally figured out who they can race around and who they can't. And it's showing. 10 to go this time by. 19 is coming to pit lane. It's going to hand the lead over to the 95 of Kevin Jordan, looking for his first win of the season, I believe.
Brian Tiffany's trying to fight Kevin Jordan here as well. Gaining a lot of time.
No, I apologize. Kevin Jordan has won a race this season. This will be his second win of the season. Brian Tiffany will be trying to get a first win, and he's there. He is there on that back bumper, and now is go time for that 35 machine, knowing that you and the 95 are good on fuel. Everyone else has had to come to pit lane to get tires and fuel. It's just you two guys. 4-second gap to the 24 of Corey Boyne. You know, this is actually the second truck race that's been a fuel mod race. I was unable to broadcast the first one, which Giberson won at, oh Lord, what was that? That was at, Auto Club. Brian Tiffany gets around the 95. Brian Tiffany scored your leader. I don't think this race is over yet. This is gonna be a battle for the win right here.
I think you're right.
How
Unless we get a caution late, this is gonna be your battle for the win.
How much newer are the 35 tires though? I know the 35.
They did at the same lap.
Oh. Brian Tiffany scored yours.
35 pitted on lap 76, and the 95 pitted on 75. Chase Harden's coming in this time as well.
Man, I know if anyone on track wanted to caution with that 5 machine Chase Harden running in 6th place when he had to come to pit lane. Gonna lose 3, 4, maybe 5 positions here. But Brian Tiffany got around that 95 fairly quickly. Put a second gap on him almost already. Oh, so 95, if you got anything left in the tank, you got to start pushing it. 5.5 to go.
Wait, 4's coming in this time by.
It's going to put Josh Van Western into P3. And the one thing that's going to hurt the 95 here is there is no lap traffic in sight, really, for that 35 machine.
No, there is not. He is pretty much, as long as he doesn't wreck and doesn't make any mistakes, he is pretty much home free.
1.2 second gap, coming to 4 to go this time by. Man, what a tough break that is for these guys running up front this whole race. Pitting a little too soon on that first pit cycle made them short on fuel.
I would not be happy.
I mean, who would have thought this would have went green to checkered? I mean, when every race this season seemed like it's come down to a non-fuel mileage race, you know, you're playing it for the long game, so you're playing on, hey, where can I gain track position at early on? 3 to go this time by. And this was just a race that went green to checkered. Well, not officially yet, but we're getting there.
And the way these guys are all spread out, there's a very slim chance that we could get a yellow to come out.
Yeah, the only bundle of cars I'm seeing is by the 15 of Tallman. Currently running in 6th place at the 86 of Nick Joyner. Looks to his inside. This is really the only big group of trucks I'm seeing out here on track. 2 to go this time by.
That 35 has to be praying for no yellow right now.
He's like half a lap. Just a half a lap, guys. If you want to wreck, wait a half a lap. 2 more corners. 1.5 seconds. White flag here at Kansas, and we are officially going to go green to checkered for the first time here in the Midwest Days of Thunder Truck Series. 1.7 second lead. If I'm Brian Tiffany, I'm going to take this lap, the slowest lap of the race right here. I'm going to take my time. Oh, as the 51 gets loose coming out of turn 1 there. 3 wide going into turn 2. This is not even for position. Alex Forjay's moved his way up into second. Brian Tiffany's going to collect the win. Third, my apology. Alex Forjay for third. Brian Tiffany collect the win. Kevin Jordan coming in second. Alex Forjay dominating most of this race is going to have to settle for a top 3 finish. How about that? Green to checkered we go here in the Midwest Days of Thunder Truck Series.
That was an excellent race. Great job by all these truck drivers putting this thing on. Going green and checkered. I certainly was not expecting
Josh Van Wester ran out in the last lap. He ran out in the last lap. Jonathan Nance sneaks in for a 4th place finish there. He ran that thing till it was dry. I don't think he cared. He was like, hey, even if I can't complete this lap, I'm still guaranteed a top 5. So we got to rewind a little bit. We got to go watch a little bit of donuts by the 35 of Brian Tiffany. Getting his first win here in the Midwest Days of Thunder. That first win's always special in a league.
Oh yeah, he has got to be ecstatic right now. Doing a little Polish victory lap here.
Oh, he was 69 trying to do it. Wow. While we go ahead and watch the rest of the victory celebration by the 35 machine, let's go ahead and pull in our 3rd place finisher, Alex Forjay. I drove myself down. What's going on, Alex?
Hello.
Hey, man. First and foremost, congratulations on 3rd place finish. Second, how much are you kicking yourself in the butt right now, pitting early on that first pit cycle?
I didn't have a choice. I was running out of fuel the next lap, so this fuel strat just kind of screwed me up. I'm really happy with my 3rd place finish, but I have a dry feeling in my mouth. Just I'm fine with it, but I wish I had more fuel, I guess.
Wishing you would have been able to make it 1 or 2 more laps on the first pit cycle, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Dominant. Go ahead.
Man, I didn't have a really easy race. I think leading all those laps. Bunch of lap cars in front of me got wrecked, like right in front of me, so I got damage from that. So I had to take every stop. I took 5 seconds of damage on it, so it kind of screwed me up too.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I gotta ask you, man, how in the hell were you so fast, even with all that front end damage? I know you couldn't see it, but man, you had a parachute on both your left and right front. How in the hell?
Man, I'm a top line guy. I could compare myself to Kyle Larson sometimes. I really like to run really close to the wall.
Same.
So I think it was the fastest line today. So I think just being constant on the high line was fast enough even with damage. But it kind of got me tight at first, I'm gonna be honest. That was a bit scary.
Yeah, man, I gotta ask. You've been racing this truck series for quite some time, dude. When you logged into tonight's race, did you expect it to go green to checkered?
No, but like I was hoping for it, and in the end, I was really hoping for it. But I had the expectation to have at least 2 yellows, somewhere around that. You know, not a lot, but just enough to make this race a bit more interesting with packing up the pack again, close to each other.
Yeah, I mentioned that during broadcast. I'm not a fan of cautions. I'm not a big fan of it. I hate pacing, but 1 or 2 cautions in a race like this, I can agree with, because I need that mental break, and especially if you're leading the race, you need that mental break from leading the race, because you know when you're leading that race, your room for error is little to none, because you don't want to give up that lead. So I know for you, it kind of probably sucked not having that caution to get that mental break, but man, you guys definitely put on the show there. Here you took 5 seconds of damage and still was out there kicking some ass. That's pretty impressive.
Thank you very much. That was a really fun night.
All right, man. Congratulations on that really hard-fought third-place finish there.
Thank you very much.
All right, next let's go ahead and bring in the 95 of Kevin Jordan. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, first and foremost, I was talking to Alex. I was kind of figuring out if you were guys pitting early there on that first pit cycle. Were you saving fuel that first run?
Actually, no. I was just kind of trying to let the fuel run out to see what the rest of my race would look like fuel-wise.
Gotcha, man. You and the 35 were good on fuel, and when you saw the 19 fit and the 35 behind you, do you think there's anything you could have done differently to keep him behind you, or was he just way too fast?
Actually, I had to slow down towards the end of it because I wasn't going to make it. I was about a lap shy for the finish, and actually on the cooldown lap, I actually ran out of fuel, so it's lucky I got P2.
Wow, I didn't know you were close. Wow, I thought you were good for sure.
No, I ran out, so I'm pretty happy for the P2 actually.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked Alex. You've been here since the start of this series, I think, for the most part. Noting into tonight, did you expect a green to checkered race?
Definitely not. Seen a lot of accidents and mishaps happen during the practice, so I figured we'd have at least 3 or 4 cautions, but to everyone's surprise, green to checkered.
Yeah, and I was talking to Alex about it. I mentioned on the broadcast, dude. I'll reiterate again. I don't like cautions. I hate pacing. But for me, I need that mental break. Were you kind of hoping for at least 1 caution to get a mental break midway through the race?
Once I got into the rhythm during the second or third stop, I was doing pretty good. So I was kind of hoping it was just going to go green, and it did, and kind of worked out for us. And see what happens down during the week at Dega.
All right, man. Well, first and foremost, good luck at Dega. Congratulations on your second place finish here tonight. And who knows, we might see you back up here Thursday night.
Yes, hopefully.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in our winner, Mr. Brian Tiffany. Congratulations on your first win here in Midwest 8th and Thunder. Got to ask you, loading in tonight, did you see yourself winning this race?
Nope.
I'm very affirmative. Nope. Sure the heck didn't. Okay, so
Nope. Especially being 21st in practice, I couldn't. I knew I was faster than that. I just couldn't lay down a good lap, but I got one in qualifying. That helped.
So I was talking to 19. We knew 19 was short on fuel. The 95 was short coming to the end. How the hell did you have that much fuel to push it that hard coming to the checker flag?
You blind squirrel theory.
A blind squirrel can find a nut every now and again.
I can't honestly say that I was trying to conserve. I just run my race. Then when I realized I could get the 24, 25 laps, I lifted a little bit in the corners just late in the run, but I pushed fairly hard most of the time, to be honest. Probably not as fast as Alex and some of those guys that run up front, but I could see they probably weren't going to make it. So I just tried to be smart about it, but I wasn't pedaling too much.
Yeah, so we saw the 19 pit, I think you got around the 95 a lap later. At what point were you like, oh crap, this is my race to win? I can't blow this.
To be honest, it around the 75 lap mark.
Oh, okay.
When I was watching other cars and listening to them pitting, and I said, if I can get 75 or 76 this time, without giving up too much track position, I'm fast enough and I can stretch the last run to make it. I should be able to win. And yeah, every time I pitted at 25 laps or so into a run, I was the first place truck when I crossed the line. So I was pretty confident if we just kept running green after that third pit stop, I'd make it to the end. I was a little worried about Kevin, and he was definitely, I think, in conserve mode because I know he's usually fast. I was able to run him down and get around him fairly easily, and he didn't give me much trouble. So I appreciate that. But
all right, man. Well, like I say, congratulations on your first win here in Midwest States Thunder Series. I know every time you get your first win in a league, it don't matter if they're the low series or the top series. It's always special. I remember my first win here in this league, and it's always cool to see a new face in victory lane and win their first race, especially someone that you don't really ever see up in the top 3 or the top 5 getting that win. It's just more of a special moment. Like, hey, I finally won a race. So congratulations, and we'll see what Thursday night holds. As I believe we see you out there Thursday night. So that's gonna be an interesting one.
good. I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you.
No problem. Congratulations. Well, that's gonna wrap up tonight's race, and man, I was not expecting it. That is awesome to see how these guys have progressed racing around each other. I remember when we went to our first mile and a half, we couldn't keep the damn race green. And so to be able to go green to checkered here tonight at Kansas was pretty cool. We more than likely are not going to see that next week in Martinsville, as it's Martinsville. It's a short track. It's going to happen. You're going to see cautions. There's no ifs, ands, and maybes about it. It's going to happen. It don't matter who you stick on the tracks. The pros can't even keep it green. So next week should be an interesting one. But like I said, just another quick rundown of the schedule we got going on. You got ARCA going to Talladega Thursday night, Cup going to Talladega Friday night, Xfinity going to Charlotte, and the trucks going to Martinsville. The last 2 races are next week. Make sure y'all tune in for those.